Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my non-spoiler version of a review for the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live-action movie. Okay, so this will be the non-spoiler, and then later on I'll do a full spoiler review for people that either have seen the movie or just don't really care that I ruin some things for them. So this one's a safe one. If you guys haven't seen TMNT yet, no problem. It just hit, it just came out, so I'm not going to ruin anything in terms of plot or anything that happens in the movie for you guys, but hopefully I can help you decide whether or not you're going to go see the movie. So for this one, if you guys have been watching the channel, I've done some reviews of the trailers. I've done some thoughts on videos talking about my thoughts on the designs and stuff like that. I've done quite a few videos on the Turtles leading up to the movie because I'm a huge Turtles fan. I've been a Turtle fan since before I could walk. I was watching Turtles on television before I knew what was even going on around me, how to speak, how to do whatever. I was watching TMNT from the time I was like, just an infant basically. So I was raised on the stuff. So I love the Turtles. I love the movies. I love the video games. I love the figures. I love the cartoons, of course, and even the comic books. I've pretty much read it all. So in terms of this one, how does this one stack up against the others? How does it compare, and should you go see it? Well, right off the bat, I will say it depends on the type of person you are and how much you like the Turtles. For most people, for your atypical viewer that's like, yeah, I like the Turtles, but I'm not like a huge fan of the Turtles, I'd say you can skip this one. When it comes out, if you want, rent it or check it out online or whatever you have to do, but I'd say don't pay the fee to go watch it in theaters because honestly, it's basically, this is what it is. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Transformers. That's it. That's what this movie is. This is Michael Bay's version of the Turtles. It's basically Transformers, but instead of Transformers, you have Turtles. And I mean that quite literally in most ways you can think of with regards to the movie. Without getting into any spoilers, take from that what you will. It's basically, you know what you're getting. You even have Megan Fox in there, and you have, some decent comedy, I want to say, and it's very grand in terms of its scale. The Turtles are huge. They almost, in some scenes, they almost remind me of Transformers, where you have human beings around them, and I guess they're supposed to be 6 foot something tall turtles, according to Megan Fox's April O'Neil and what she says. Sometimes that looks about right. Sometimes they look even taller. It looks like they actually took the initial trailer and they actually shrunk them a bit. So I don't know if they kind of realized they were too big in the trailer or if, they actually heard some of the things that we were saying online previous, but they actually did try to right size them, so to speak, to kind of look around the same size in each scene. And in terms of the looks of them, they're huge. They're like giants. Like Raph looks like the Hulk. He's like Hulk Raph. He's humongous. There's even points where he'll, be throwing, humongous things, and they feel really powerful. They feel like Transformers, really. So, when they come in and everything. Now, one thing about it is, so in terms of the look of the movie, you can watch the trailer to get a decent idea. In terms of the different, designs of everybody, I pretty much like most of them. They're a little bit different than what I'm used to in terms of your classic Turtle designs. Splinter for me is a big problem. I couldn't look at Splinter and be like that. He just looks wrong to me. He just looks really weird. He sounds weird. His fighting's cool. He's got his tail is really neat in the way he uses that. But I don't know. It's so in terms of designs, yeah, I don't know. For the most part, the Turtles are cool. Splinter's not. Shredder looks cool, but I don't know. I don't really want to get into that too much in this one. We'll get into that more in the spoiler. But yeah, so it looks decent. Sometimes it doesn't quite fit, like the angles of the camera, the kind of I watched it in 3D, so a lot of the scenes are really zoomed in. You'll only see like the top torso a lot of times of the Turtles. They don't even show the Turtles that much for a good portion of the movie, which is kind of frustrating. It's more like a Megan Fox point of view type thing as April, which is a bit frustrating. And the overall battle and the fights and stuff, really cool to see. The effects are really big, and slow-mo and all that crazy stuff, flipping and big cars, and you get a sense of it in the trailer anyway. So in terms of the movie overall and the plot and everything. The visuals are, I guess, they're not great. They're okay. For the most part, everything looks all right. But from the beginning, as I kind of said, you know, it doesn't really, to me, they don't really look like they fit in that world. It's kind of similar to Transformers, but even maybe worse. They look, the turtles look okay, but how do they fit in the scenes? How do they fit in the world? It feels like they did their best, but I think they made a bad decision with going with the CG overall. They probably should have done something like they had done in the previous 90s Turtle movies with, you know, the actual live-action puppet suits and whatever they had to do then, and I think that looked a lot better. It looked a lot more real in terms of seeing the turtles. So, yeah, so that's in terms of that. The music and the voice acting and everything, it's also not that great. It's okay. It's yeah, it's all right. It's not great either. In terms of the plot, it's almost non-existent. I mean, it's about as generic and as simple as you could get, what we're used to, what we've seen many times before, and really doesn't really do much in terms of story. It's basically, it almost feels like a cash grab just because it's got the Turtles' name on it to just get people out to see it. And, you know, I'm sure people will see it. I'm sure it'll do well. But it's just, there's not a lot of substance there. A lot of it feels very gimmicky. A lot of, you know, like we're going to get people to come see it. But then once they come and see it, there isn't really that much for them to really see. The trailer explains a lot of what you're going to see anyway, the different trailers they've released. So I'll go into more detail in the spoiler version. That'll be up soon, guys, for those of you who have seen it or don't care to hear me spoil it. In terms of a score for it, I'm only going to give this one a 4.5 out of 10. It's a low score for me. I usually don't give scores that low, but when I consider that a 5 is pass, like, you know, I grade it just like you'd get graded on a paper or something. 5 is a pass, right? Anything below that is basically a fail. And this one, to me, is a fail. By today's standards, what we've seen from the Turtles in the past, you know, what we're used to seeing in movies, how big the budget was, and everything like that, this one, to me, is not a great movie. It is a fail. So, yeah, it's pretty much all I can say about it. I mean, if you love the Turtles and you just want to see everything from them, go check it out. You can still shut your brain off and enjoy it and just watch it and just like it. But I think no matter who you are, when you see it, you can kind of realize that it's not the best in terms of quality. And if you enjoy it, that's great. That's what, you know, we're meant to do. But there's a lot of things that took me personally out of the experience, and there's a lot of things that I thought, like, you know, it just didn't look right or feel right, or the angles or the shaky cam, or I don't know. The whole thing, it didn't, I didn't have the highest hopes for it, and it still didn't really live up to what I had hoped it was going to be. So if you guys got a chance to see it, let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you haven't yet, let me know if you're interested in seeing it or not. And yeah, if you guys like this review, I don't mean to be negative in the review, but I got to be honest with you guys. Please sum it up below. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for this one. I'll call it here. It's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace.